Hello everybody, this is John Doe. Today we're doing an Archetype review. So today, I'll actually not be discussing an Archetype, but a type of deck. I don't know how to discuss it. If you go to your card inside the, let me just, 1 second, I'm gonna save this. I want to show you. So if you go to your deck constructor, I forgot what it's called for a second there, not many Fire Kings, I'm not gonna show you guys that yet. Where are you? Toons, there you are. Okay, you go to your card, monster, and then you go to type. Well, it's not really type, next to type. You can see Toons. I'm not really completely sure what they call it, like subtype, I don't know. But it's, Toons aren't really an archetype, although most of these monsters have Toons. There is one monster that it doesn't have Toon in its name, Manga Ryu, Ryu-Ran, but, for the most part, it's not it's an archetype, it's more of a sub-type deck, I suppose you can say, like Gemini's, whoever. So, like usual, I'm going to be discussing every single card and talk about what they do and every single effect. For the most part, there are the new generation, the old generation and the new generation cards basically have the same effect with the first part, and the old generation have the same effect from the first part as well, but the new generation and newer generation and old generation somewhat have a different first text. So, let me just change the new generation and old generation. This is new. That's new as well. That's new. That's somewhat new. I think that's new. But these are the 4 original Toon monsters. And back then, when Toons were out, I believe you were allowed to just normal summon these guys. I think. I think special summon. I don't know. Back then, you didn't really have to tribute monsters if they had a high level. So I think that's what happened back then, but let me just tell you what each card does. Okay, so Blue Eyes Toon Dragon, which is a spin-off of Blue Eyes White Dragon. His effect: this card cannot be normal summoned or set. This card can only be special summoned while Toon World is on the other side of the field. So of course, most of the cards need Toon World on the field, except the new generation cards. Oh yeah, okay, now I finally realize. You can tell if it's new generation, old generation, if they require Toon World. If it requires Toon World to be able to be summoned, then it's old generation. If it doesn't require Toon World to be on the field to be summoned, then it's new generation. But let me go back to what this effect is. This card can only be special summoned while Toon World is on your side of the field. You can special summon this card from your hand, but tributes are required for monsters level 5 or higher. This card can attack in the same turn. This card cannot attack in the same turn this card is summoned, unless you pay 500 life points. This card cannot attack when a Toon World is on the field. When Toon World on the field is destroyed, this card is also destroyed. If your opponent doesn't control a Toon monster, this card can attack your opponent directly. If a face-up Toon monster on your side if your opponent's on the field, you must select a Toon monster as attack target, which I haven't actually seen a Toon deck versus a Toon deck, a mirror match, so that would be interesting. I might actually do that in the future. I forgot about that last effect. Okay, so now we have Toon Summon Skull, which is a spin-off of Summon Skull. So this card, like the usual, I'm going to skip all of this. Well, actually, they're exactly the same effect, really, so I'm not going to really discuss every single card effect. Okay, so now we have Manga Ryu. Oh, I forgot to put Ryu-Ran as a spin-off. Where are you? There you are. This guy is a spin-off. Okay, this guy is a spin-off of Ryu-Ran, of course. And of course, and it has the exact same effects again, so it doesn't. I don't need to repeat it again. So we have Toon Mermaid, which is a and don't mind that. You gotta be kidding me. So we have Toon Mermaid, which is a spin-off of Red Archery Girl. Same effect again, and then now we have the new generation, Toon Dark Magician Girl, which is a spin-off of Dark Magician Girl, of course. So this card's effect, since it's new generation. Wait, is this new generation? This card can only be it's old generation. Okay, since it requires Toon World. I think that's the difference. So the only difference with this card, though, it does actually have something different. It has increase. Hey, come on. Increase this the attack of this card by 300 points for each Dark Magician or Dark Magician of Black Chaos in either player's graveyard. However, that's probably not going to happen. I don't think I've ever really seen that ever happen either. But I guess these are we have five old generation cards. So now we have the new generation. Finally, we have Toon Goblin Attack Force, which is a spin-off of Goblin Attack Force. With this card cannot attack the turn it is summoned. If Toon World on the field is destroyed, destroy this card. while you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. Excuse me. If this card if this card attacks, it is changed to defense position at the end of the battle phase, and its battle position cannot be changed until the end of their next turn. So the new generation, I think, if you want, I think Toon Magician Girls new generation. If you guys know if it's new generation or not, tell me. But the new generation get a second effect. I mean, well, they get an effect that's similar or exactly the same as their old as their spin-off. Which, of course, the next card, Toon Gemini Elf, doesn't really have an effect, so they just decided to give one for her. So this card cannot attack the turn it is summoned. If Toon World on the field is destroyed, destroy this card. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, discard one random card your opponent controls, which is a pretty good effect, I must say. So then we have Toon Cannon Soldier, which is a spin-off of Cannon Soldier. With this card's effect, this card cannot attack the turn it is summoned. If Toon World on the field is destroyed, destroy this card. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. If you contribute one monster, inflict 500 damage to your opponent. So, of course, the effects for most of these Toon monsters aren't too good. I suppose you can think of something, but if you might as well just run Cannon Soldier, the regular version, if you're going to do anything with this effect. So then we have Toon Mass Sorcerer, which I just found out is a spin-off of Mass Sorcerer. Well, it's a surprise for me that it's a spin-off at all, because I didn't even know it was a spin-off of something. Because I forgot there was a Mass Sorcerer, which, let me just read this guy's effect, because not very many people know what this card does. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw one card from your deck. So this card, which should be the same effect, I think. This card cannot attack the turn it is summoned. If Toon World on the field is destroyed, destroy this card. While you control Toon World and your opponent controls no Toon monsters, this card can attack your opponent directly. When this card inflicts battle damage to your opponent, draw one card. So yeah, it's basically the same effect. So now we get to the spell cards. This is the best card in the deck, basically. It's the Rhoda, I think they call it, of the Toon Worlds. So add one Toon card, any card, or even Manga Ryoran if you wish, from your deck to your hand. Really good. So you can add like another Toon table of contents, which unfortunately Exodia really abuses, and I feel really annoyed because they keep abusing my Toons. You can search for Toon World, Manga Ryoran, Toon Raid, anything you want, as long as it has Toon in its name. It doesn't matter. So let's just, all the cards with Toon in the name, these are the cards you can get. So technically, you can get Toon Alligator. I believe you can, since it's a Toon card. So then we have Toon World, pay 1,000 life points to activate this card, which is the main card of the deck. So now there's a trap card that that people don't really know Toon Worlds actually have. Toon Defense. It's a continuous trap card. When an opponent's monster declares an attack targeting a face-up level 4 or lower Toon monster you control, you can make the attack in a direct attack instead. But the effect really isn't good, but at least you get to protect your monsters. And then we have, of course, these two monsters. I just actually looked up Toons. I just looked up Toons, and then you found Toon Alligator, and then I looked up Toon in the description to see if there's any support cards, and I found this card, so I just decided to show you guys those cards. They aren't really in the deck, but actually, Pegasus actually used these two cards, I believe. Actually, I'm really sure he actually used this card. I'm not completely sure if he did with this card. But anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed this Archetype review. Pretty long. I really hope you guys learned something about Toon monsters, and they're just basically just spin-offs. And if you didn't know, they are, like I said, not an archetype. They're more of a sub-type deck. So anyway, I hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I'll see you guys next time. Merp!